Hello, everybody. I'm Melissa, and welcome back to Book Bar, and welcome to another Trope recommendation video. Today, I'm going to be doing Nanny Romances. I love a good nanny romance. It's, living together, all of that, like that forced proximity, the children being involved, it all makes for a great story. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get on into it. The first one I have is Make You Mine by Laura Pavlov. This is the gorgeous Last Chapter Bookshop special edition. They did like a box set. And yeah, stunning. This is Jace and Ashlyn. And Jace is a firefighter in Honey Mountain? Yeah, Honey Mountain. And Ashlyn is she's the youngest of the, I can't remember their last name, but the siblings in this book, the sisters in this book. And Jace has had some issues in his past with his daughter's mom, and he needs help. So, and Ashlyn is back from school, and she's like, you know what? I could work there. I could be a nanny for a while. And of course, things are going to happen. They're going to fall for each other, as things do. This book made me sob. I actually read this whole series in a vlog. But this book had me sobbing because of the third act conflict and like what happened. But yeah, Ashlyn is an author in this, and yeah, it's just fun. She's a romance author. Her agent is Willow Cowles, so because Laura Pavlov is friends with Willow Astor and Catherine Cowles, so it's kind of like a combo of their two names, which is cute. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and definitely think it's a good nanny single dad romance. Then I have There With You by Samantha Young. This is Regan and Thane, and this is the second book in the Adair family series. And Thane is the single dad who is grumpy and gruff after his wife has passed away. And Regan comes, she is the sister of Robin from the first book. And she's kind of wild and free and comes to town and just blows through everyone's lives and decides, she needs a job, and so she becomes the nanny for Thane, and of course things are gonna happen. Yeah, it was adorable. I loved it. Definitely had a great time with that. Then we have The Setup and the Substitute by Jiffy Kate. This is the third book in the New Orleans Revelers series, and this one follows Owen and Sophie, and Owen needs a nanny after his girlfriend and mother of his children just up and decided she didn't want to be a mom anymore. And he needs a nanny that's going to be able to help him because so far it's just been his mom, and he needs more help than that. And Sophie is his daughter's substitute at school, and he's like, why don't you come be our nanny? And of course, things are going to go from there. It was adorable. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed all of these, so. But yeah, it was a fun one, and it also is very similar to another one on this list, which I'm just going to go ahead and get into. It's Learn Your Lesson by Kandi Steiner. This follows Will and Chloe, and Chloe is Will's daughter. I can't remember her name. I never remember the kids' names. But Chloe is Will's daughter's teacher and has really brought her out of her shell a little bit more. His daughter has always been very gruff and grumpy, just like he is, and Chloe has helped with that. And so he asks Chloe to help him because he needs help after having such terrible nannies, because all of them just want to be be his nanny for him to, try to be with him. And he's not about that life. He wants a nanny for his daughter. And of course, he learns that Chloe's one experience with a man was not good. And so things are going to go from there. There's going to be some fun, spicy lessons, which we love. There's a popsicle scene that will live in my brain forever. But yeah, I had a great time with that, which is similar, and it is very similar to another one on this list, which we're just going to go ahead and get on into it. That is Hale by Anastasjia White. This follows Hunter and Piper, and Hunter has just moved back to the United States after living in Europe for a long time, working as a professional soccer player, footballer, as they call him, and he needs a nanny that is there for his daughter and not just for him. And in comes Piper, who happens to be Hunter's little brother's best friend. And Piper and Hunter's daughter hit it off, and she's like, why doesn't she be my nanny? So of course things go from there. Age gap goodness, siblings best friend goodness, all of the fun angstiness that comes with that. Will say that Hunter was a little mean at times, but I still overall really enjoyed the story. Next up, we have Ashes of You by Katherine Cowles. This is the final book in the Lost and Found series. This follows Halle and Lawson, and if you know from previous books, Lawson is struggling being a single dad. His oldest son, who is in his teenage years, has really been putting his dad through it and just been very grumpy and gruff towards his father. And he's like, you know what? I need some help. I need someone. So in comes Halle, who Lawson and Halle actually have a previous history because Lawson rescued Halle in a SAR mission years ago, and now she's back, and the person who captured her might also be back. And yeah, it's a great romantic suspense. I loved it. Definitely loved this whole series. If you're into romantic suspense, go pick it up. Then I have Last on the List by Amy Daws. This follows Max and Cozy, and Max and his wife have agreed, or his ex-wife, I don't know if they were ex-husband and ex-wife, or they're just exes. His ex have agreed that they are going to let their daughter have a summer of like not having camps and like being so busy, but still very structured summer of like this is gonna happen. And, you know, we're gonna do all this. We're gonna do this studying, this, like all this stuff every day. And so Max is like, we need to hire a nanny that's going to follow our rules. Well, in comes Cozy, and Cozy is like, no, we're just gonna do nothing. We're gonna have a lazy summer. We're gonna do things in our minds, like, you know, we're gonna do what we want to do. And the daughter's like, yes, you're hired. And of course, you know, things aren't all that they seem with Cozy. There's a reason that she is like this. And, you know, Max is gonna tear down those walls and find out what is going on. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, of course. So why it's on this recommendation video. Then we have If You Give a Single Dad a Nanny by Einerson. This follows Marlo and Dylan. I read this for my new release March vlog. Have that up there. This one is Marlo lives next door to Dylan, and Marlo has a dog named Waffles that Dylan's daughter just adores. And Dylan is happy with his nanny, and his nanny has a great life and she's enjoying things, but something happens and she has to go back home. And now Dylan is struggling to find a nanny for his daughter in their small town that they live in. And Dylan's mom might be a little meddlesome and is like, why don't you hire Marlo? And the daughter is like, yes, Waffles can be here all of the time. And so, of course, you know, things are going to happen. She lives in a pink house. He's very grumpy and gruff, of course. But yeah, adorable, fun times. He's going to learn that even though Marlo is very bright and shiny, there are some other things about her hidden deep below that he just can't deny. Then we have, this one's a little different because this is not a single dad. This is kind of a single guardian, and that is Wild About You by Rebekah Jenshak. This is Tyler and Piper, and Tyler has just become the guardian of his younger sister, who happens to be, she's like 17, 18, or 16, 17, like she's older, but he is a hockey player, and he can't leave her alone all of the time while he's away. And he sees his first love working at Piper's school, and he's like, hey, can you like, and Piper and his sister have kind of like formed a bond, and he's like, can you come like check on her while I'm gone, like, you know, just be a friend, be there if she needs anything. And Piper's like, of course. Like, she goes and stays with her when he's traveling, and of course, you know, old feelings are gonna come up and things are gonna happen, of course. It was a fun one. I really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite in the Wildcat Hockey series so far. But yeah, then of course, the final one. The book that is probably on every nanny romance recommendation video, and that is Heartless by Elsie Silver. Kate and Willa are the epitome of a nanny single dad romance that is just absolutely adorable, perfection. No notes, 10 out of 10. If you don't know, Willa is Summer from the first book's best friend. And Cade is the oldest father, whose son, Luke, is 5. And Cade needs someone to help out for the summer because Luke isn't in school and Cade runs the ranch, Wishing Well Ranch. And he needs someone to help with his son. And Harvey's like, well, why don't I do it? And he's like, no, you need to be a grandpa. You need to not be a disciplinarian. You need to have fun with my son. I don't want you to be a father to him. And so in comes Willa, who happens to have a chance encounter with Cade where something comes out of her purse that most people wear on their body, but she just has them in her purse in case she needs them. And that, of course, sparks all of the things. This is just absolutely perfect. Love it. I'm sure you've heard about it if you have not already read it, but of course I have to suggest it because it is one of my, it's probably my first, like it was my first like favorite single dad nanny romance, like that I really truly loved. Yeah, loved it, of course. Now, of course, I have 4 on my TBR. The first one that I have is Caught Up by Liz Tomforde. I know that this is the 3rd book in her Mile High series. This is Kai, who's a baseball player, which I love baseball players, and his coach's daughter, who happens to become his nanny. Then we have Forbidden Hearts by Corinne Michaels, and I believe that this one, he needs someone who, his daughter is deaf, so he needs someone that speaks ASL, and the nanny does. Then I have A Nordic King by Karina, Halle, which of course, a royal romance. And then Rafe by Rebekah, Weatherspoon, which is a single mom nanny romance. So, yeah, I really want to read a single mom nanny romance. So, if you have any other suggestions, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, which is probably my last video in this location, as you can tell, my bookshelf is empty. I'm kind of like scooched over because there's nothing here, so I have a little more space. But I'm moving out of this apartment. And, I mean, you've noticed my videos have all been in another location, but yeah, this is probably the last one here. I'm just getting everything done here. But I figured I'd film one more video here. And yeah, so if you made it to the end of this video, leave me a tree emoji because there's a big tree right outside my window. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really helps me out. I'll talk to you all in the next one. Bye.